Hey guys, this is Emo Angel and Babies, and um I really don't know what I want to talk about for this video. This is basically just an update of how I'm doing and stuff. Um I've had depression since I was 13, okay? Yeah, dealt with like a lot of shit, like suicidal thoughts, the whole bit, I'm actually doing really, really good. Like I used to hurt myself all the time. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm a little bit, yeah, ashamed of it. But I mean, it's not, it's not really like a big thing in my life anymore. Like when I was younger, Like when I was younger, I used to hurt myself like every single day, like several times a day. Now I haven't hurt myself, cut myself in, hurt myself, cut myself, anything in 5 months. And I've been pretty much almost totally off meds, like I'm weaning myself off meds. I'm not weaning myself, my doctor is weaning me off, but, yeah, I'm actually doing really, really good. Like, past 5 months, I've been on almost like no meds, very low dosages, and um, like I'm actually doing really, really well, and I'm proud of myself. Like I don't want to, like I don't want to get too ahead of myself because but this is the longest time I've ever like not, cut. This is the longest time in my life I've ever not cut. So I'm pretty like happy, I'm pretty happy. Do not mind my husband snoring in the background. He is just passed out. It's like I'd say it's about 12:30 at night. I always tend to stay up. That's the only problem I have, is that I have a hard time sleeping at night for some reason. Like I don't know, like I like get about 6 hours of sleep at night, and for some crazy reason, I'm 27 years old, so I should be getting like 7, 8 hours of sleep at night, according to some, people. And like he's my husband's 23. He's gonna be 23 the 31st, and he gets 8 hours of sleep. Every time he sleeps, he gets 8 hours of sleep. So, um, almost every time, but he is on meds, and like, he's on sleeping meds, and like he gets his 8 hours, and he's good for like, the day. Like he's good for, the like 18 hours or whatever, like however many, I don't even know, like 16 hours. Like I really don't know how much it is, but he's good for about 16 hours, 18 hours at the most. Like he can go 24 hours without sleep. He's actually gone, like he used to have problems when he was like a teenager and stuff, and when he was very, very little. Like he used to have problems with depression and stuff, and he actually is still, on meds for that, but he's like doing really well, like he's like not, I mean, he's on his meds regularly, but he doesn't have that many problems with it anymore, to be honest. Like, I mean, but he's not, surprisingly, like he was off meds for almost, we've been together a year and a half, so he was off meds for about a year, like since the hospital, because he couldn't find a doctor. So he was off meds for about a year, and he did really, really good in that year. And I've been almost completely off meds for 5 months, and I'm doing pretty good. So I hope one of my New Year's resolutions is to get off meds, to do really, really good for a year. Like, well, not really, really good, but good for a year. You know, not hurt myself, not anything, for a year. And of course, you guys all know about my miscarriages. That was actually really hard on me, but I actually had the third one about let's see, if I think back, I can think of when I had the miscarriage. I had the last one in October, so I had one in August. Well, yeah, it was August 14th. I had my fourth miscarriage. So August 14th, I had my fourth miscarriage. So that was crazy. It was like almost 2 weeks after we moved in here, I was having a miscarriage. Um, so I was pregnant. I was pregnant for about 2 weeks after we moved in here. So I was about, I'd say like 2 months pregnant. So yeah, like I went to the doctor, and they said, you're 7 weeks pregnant. I said, well, can I still move and stuff? Like, can I lift boxes and stuff? They said, well, as long as they're not over like 20 pounds, you can. None of our boxes were like that we moved. Like, when we moved in here, we didn't have any furniture. Like, we literally did not have furniture. All we had was like, well, all we had was like a coffee table. Actually, we didn't even have the coffee table. Scratch that. We didn't even have the coffee table. We had nothing. We had like a mattress on the floor, and that was it. And our laptops, and that was it. We didn't have wireless internet. We didn't have a TV. We didn't have, well, we had a TV and we had a coffee table, but everything was at my mom's house. Like, we lived with my mom for about a year. Almost, well, yeah, it was a year, because we came, well, almost a year, because we came home we both came home like in September to her house. We both came to live together with her at her house in September, and then we moved out in August. So we moved in around September 3rd. I believe we moved out August 1st. So technically we saw this place like, I think it was July 31st. 30 days of September, April, June, and November, August, 31. Yeah, July 31st. So we saw this place July 31st, and then we moved in August 1st. And the thing was, like, my mom said, well, tell him you have the money. And technically I did have the money because I had the savings bonds. I just had to go to the bank and cash them, so like we did that, blah blah blah. We got everything taken care of. We like went shopping for stuff for the house, like a garbage can. Like, we didn't get a vacuum cleaner until after my birthday. So needless to say, the floors got pretty damn dirty in like the almost 2 weeks that we lived here. Well, actually, it's over 2 weeks because I got the vacuum cleaner almost, like, I think the 17th. So it was 17 days since anyone had vacuumed the floors. Well, it's probably over 17 days, but nobody had been in here except random people to look at it. And like, my foot itches, sorry. Like, random people had been in here to look at it, but nobody had really, obviously nobody had like actually like been, like, the landlord basically said no one had really been serious about it. Like, this one lady had said she wanted it, but then, she changed her mind, or, she found another place, or, well, she changed her mind basically. Like, she said, oh, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna give you the money on this date, and blah blah blah. And like, I don't know, it was just really confusing, and like, I was actually thinking that, I do have one thing to say, before I end the video. Me and my husband are getting a reborn doll. Well, not getting a reborn doll. I already had the doll, but we sent her out for work. So, and the lady is gonna pick her up from the post office. Well, she hasn't arrived at the post office yet, but she's like going to in the next couple days, and the lady will pick her up when she gets home. I need to send her like $87.50 for her to start work on the doll, and then I can send her the rest. I don't know. It's confusing. Like, the whole thing is like 450, so it's confusing. Like, she said she requires a deposit to actually work on the dolls, so, and all reborn artists require that, so it's not, like she's, so don't, go saying she's ripping me off, because all reborn artists, require a deposit. Like, you can't just, expect them to begin work on your doll if you haven't, paid the deposit. All reborn artists require that. I already had the doll. It's just that she's gonna repaint it, weight it, root the hair, paint the nails, the lips, like the toenails, the fingernails, the lips. Make her look like a real baby, and feel like a real baby, hopefully. So, yeah, that was my update. I know this video was kind of random and all over the place. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a nursery tour when I can get some furniture, and for the little one. Well, little one, we're kind of reborn expecting right now. So once once she gets the deposit, and she gets the, well, I'm not gonna send her the deposit until she has the doll. Then I'll send her the deposit, because I don't want to send her the deposit and then she doesn't have the doll, and then I don't know, something happens with the doll, and then she has however much of my money. I mean, I know the specific amount, but you guys don't need to know that. So, and she has my money, but what do I do if the doll doesn't get there safely? Which she said, oh, she should be safe. She'll be safe at the post office, and which she will be. I trust that she will be, because post office people are very, she isn't considered fragile or anything, but she is I mean, she is fragile, but yet she's not really fragile, because she's vinyl, so she's not fragile like porcelain, but she is, she shouldn't be, well, it's not that she shouldn't be dropped, it's that, I wouldn't want her to be dropped, by accident or on purpose or tossed or, anything. But she's in bubble wrap, and she's got a hat on her head and little scratch mints, and socks on her feet, so she should be okay. She should be okay. So yeah, technically she should be okay. I'm hoping she'll be okay. I wrapped her in bubble wrap, I taped up her feet, I kind of shoved her in the box. I mean, this is a reborn doll I'm talking about, not an actual child, okay? So don't panic, it's a doll. I will make another video about, more about reborn, or reborn people who have reborns in a minute. Thanks for viewing. Bye.